I think the majority of the world believes I won that fight, and there's a lot of controversy with the decision, and so people want to see, regardless of what you believe, let's just say it was a close fight. It warrants a rematch.
This is Jonathan Agger for Pro Boxing Fans here in New York, head of Taylor against Lopez this Saturday. Found Mikaela Mayer, who's wanted to go, but tracked her down. When did you get into New York?
Can you stay on that side?
We're moving. Right.
Okay, so I got into New York at like 2:30 this morning because I was stuck in Dallas all day yesterday because of all the fire, smoke, and everything that was going on. So I didn't think I was going to make it, but here I am.
Well, appreciate you doing the interview. I'm sure you'd rather be away from here, but let's talk about the fight. Taylor-Lopez got everyone talking. What do you think is the keys to both men to win this fight?
Well, I think that Josh has great movement. He's a great boxer. He also demands the respect on the inside. Once you get tangled up with him, he knows how to dig and work that body, which is one thing I love about him as a fellow tall, lean boxer. And Teofimo's got that movement. You know, he's tricky. He throws punches from all different angles. He gets low. You don't really know what to expect from him. So I think Josh has got to stay disciplined. But if he does, I have him winning the fight.
All right, what's it like going into a fight where you really don't like your opponent? We saw you and Baumgardner going at it, separated. Saw a bit of that up there. Is it a different mindset if you're just cool with the person?
I think that if you're that cool with somebody, there's not enough challenge there, not enough competition there, right? You need a little bit of beef, you need a little bit of animosity. I like that. The fans like that. So I think this is a real rivalry, and I genuinely think they don't like each other. And so will that play a role in the fight? I don't know. Everyone's different. Everyone uses their emotions differently. I don't fight off emotion. I never have. That's not how I was brought up. I was brought up to stick to the strategy and stay focused and fight calm. But I don't know. I don't know what their strategy is, and I don't know how they're going to respond to the pressure in the rivalry.
Just before I move on to you, prediction for Saturday night. How do you think it goes?
Who do I think wins?
Yeah.
They're both tough. It's a competitive fight, which is why I love it. There's no obvious winner, but if I had to put money on it, I'd put money on Josh Taylor. I think he's made the proper adjustments from his last fight, and he seems strong and healthy and happy and ready to go. I think he knows he made some mistakes in his last camp, and but the whole conflict with Catterall and the controversy there, and so I think he's leveled up and got his training under control, got a new coach back in his corner. So I'm going to give it to him. And
then on to you. You were out in the UK in April, late replacement. What was it? One day before or something. But you got the win. Just sum up that experience for you.
That was a first. I mean, it brought me back to my amateur days, because in the amateurs, you never know who you're going to fight. And you wake up and go to weigh-ins and you find out after you win who your opponent's going to be. So mentally, I had an advantage there from just that experience. But it never happened to me as a pro. All I know is that I wasn't going to leave London without a fight again, because I did when the Queen had passed, and that was just, it's horrible when you put so much time and effort into a training camp and peaking your body and the weight cut. So I was just happy that they had an opponent ready to go, and I was going to take, Coach Al wanted to watch her and see who it was first. I'm like, Coach Al, we're taking this fight. I don't care who it is. We're taking this fight. We're not leaving here. So I was just ready to go. I felt great.
And, moving forward, I know you've called out Katie Taylor before. I saw you actually working, I believe, for DAZN. Or Baumgardner was working for DAZN and you were ringside. And I spoke to her after and she said you didn't cross paths, which I couldn't believe. Is that a fight? Is that the rematch you still want?
Of course. I will always want to redeem that loss. And not only that, but God, the views and the hype for that fight were insane. Like, the world wants to see a rematch, and those are the type of fights that I want to continue to be a part of. Everyone keeps, like, you think you're the first person today to ask me about this rematch? No, everyone asked me about the rematch. So, it's alive for a reason. This rivalry is still alive for a reason. Whether she wants to fight or not, whether I want to fight or not, which I do, but I don't know if she wants it. But it doesn't matter. The world wants it, so we should make it happen.
Why is the rivalry still as much as it was? Because once you surely have 10 rounds with each other, you surely punch the animosity out of each other, but it still seems to be going on to this day.
because I think the majority of the world believes I won that fight. And there's a lot of controversy with the decision, and so people want to see, regardless of what you believe. Let's just say it was a close fight. It warrants a rematch. It's worthy of a rematch. These are the type of fights that should have a rematch. Everyone wants to say, "Oh, rematch clause, rematch clause." Okay, we didn't have a rematch clause, but do we need one? Like back in the day, you didn't need a rematch clause. If the fight deserved a rematch, it warranted a rematch. The fans wanted to see it. The money was there. You made the rematch happen, and so that's my mindset with the whole thing. But like I said, it takes two to tango. She's got to want it too, and the ball's in her court. She has the belts. I can't dwell on it anymore. I have to go on and focus on other big fights, which there are big fights for me. There are other big fights for me, other divisions for me to conquer. I'm at 135 now, but I don't plan on staying here for that long. I'm still big. It was still a big cut. I want to challenge myself at 140. Would love a fight with Chantel Cameron, and then move on from there. 147. Like I have the height and skill and everything to go to multiple divisions.
So at 35, who do you want in like the immediate future?
Well, obviously, I want Katie Taylor. Winning that last fight made me her number one challenger, number one contender, and mandatory. But she has rematch clauses to take care of. One with Chantel Cameron, one with Amanda Serrano, and so I don't know if that puts me out of a world title fight for another year. So I might have to hop on over to 140 and try and take out Cameron, which I know she's game for that. She said it, so I think that'd be a great fight as well.
And if Cameron and Taylor do rematch, how would you see that fight going?
I would give it to Chantel again. I think that Katie's really good at making adjustments, so I think we would see a better version of her. I do. But I just think that Chantel, she did it once, she can do it again. And I believe the judges got that decision right. I'm glad they did. And hopefully she'll make adjustments because I know Katie's going to come out and try and take that win back.
And just lastly, I saw you in camp or training with Terence Crawford ahead of the Errol Spence fight. What did he say to you? Did you talk about the fights or not really?
Oh, well, they just got there. They just started camp there literally like the day before we took that picture. They've been doing their camps out there for years, obviously. I've been falling into with their camps for years. So I love training with them. They train hard as hell, always in good shape. But we'll see. I'll get back there and work out with them when I get there. But he believes 100% that he's going to beat Errol Spence. I mean, there's no doubt in his mind.
And how was he looking in like the brief time you spent with him?
Oh, great. He's looking great. He's in shape. He's strong as hell. He can't even punch you in the arm without giving me a dead arm. Like Did
you get in with him?
No. I didn't spar him. Everyone was thinking that I'd post that picture we were sparring, but no, we weren't sparring.
Have you ever sparred him?
No, I haven't.
It might be the perfect fight.
I might jump in there just to say I have.
And do you think he wins the fight?
I do, and I'm a fan of both. I love Errol Spence too. I've studied him coming up. He's got a great jab. He digs to the body, great body work, and I've always tried to emulate that. But I just think that Terence Crawford is tricky because he does so many different things, and that makes him really hard to train for. And I just think that I give him the edge because he's a little more versatile.
Mikaela, really appreciate your time and enjoy the fight Saturday.
Thank you.